So this video is going to be basically processing these files now that we've opened all of them and run the G script. So we have run a trace outline on all the files that are open. We downloaded them from the proof queue, we opened them in Illustrator, and we ran the trace script. So now we're going to go through each file and we're going to see the cut line that the computer generated. We're going to see if it needs any work or if there's anything that needs to be done to it. And then we are going to export these files. So we're going to start with this one here. So we can see in the top right that this file had a G and an O, which means that it is a PNG file and we traced the outline of the PNG. So, and the O, so that's what the G means. The O means that we didn't offset this file. So there's no offset. So the file, the cut line follows the path of the file. So if it was our script that did this offset, you'd have a little better spacing going around here. But because the user uploaded the file like this, and in the proofs queue, someone determined that this was going to be a no offset script, this is the cut line we have. So we're going to look and we're going to see if there's anything we need to fix here. So we're going to look, and you'll get this kind of memorized, but we're going to look at our cheat sheet here. So there's rough patches, small crevices, peninsulas, acute angles. Okay, well, I see 1, 2, 3 acute angles here, and possibly a fourth. So this one's up in the air. So we're going to use the corner widget here, and we're going to pull that out. So now we don't have an acute angle anymore. Now, because the cut line of this file is right along the edge of the sticker, that would mean that this is a full bleed sticker. And so because it's a full bleed, we're going to have to add we're going to have to continue this color that's here behind it, right? So we're going to hit M for the marquee tool, and then we're going to draw the shape behind it, and then we're going to hit I for the eyedropper tool, and we're going to grab to make sure we got the right color. Okay, now if you notice, I put this generously outside of the image, right? So now we are going to run our export script. So this is in this instance, it's not a clear script. There's no C, H, or S here, which means that this is a T for a classic sticker. We're going to hit Control Alt T. So now it's exporting this file. Sometimes this process can take just a little bit of time, but we will be patient. Cool, so that one is done. And now I just wanted to show you what adding that bleed did. Well, we can get back to that later. So here is a file. Now we can't really see what's going on here because the cut path is black. So if you hit shift, if you have the cut path selected right here, and then you hit shift X, it switches these. So now we can see the outline of the sticker. So we have a number of things going wrong here. So if we look at the sheet over here, we got peninsulas, we got small crevices, we have acute angles, we got basically everything going on here. So what we're going to do is we are going to hit the Control-Alt-J script, which is the just expand script. And what that did was push the outline out, the offset a little further. So we can do that again. Okay. So now we're going to take the P tool and we're going to start filling in some of these holes here to clean up the shape so that we're getting rid of the crevices and so on. Now I'm going to leave I'm going to leave these ones here because I want to use the widget for that, the corners widget. So now we're going to hit Control-Alt-A. Okay, and now we're going to, and Control-Alt-A combines all paths. So we drew that path out here, right? So any path you have open, if you hit Control-Alt-A, will combine all of those paths into one, and it will rename it cut, so it will be the proper cut path. So now we're going to hit Control-Alt-S, and this is for simplify. So this simplified all the nodes. So there was a lot more nodes around the image, and now there's a lot less. So now we can grab these individual points and grab the widget, the corners widget, and kind of bring these out. Now this one in the corner here still has a little bit more going on. So we can just add a point there. So I hit the plus key and now the minus key, and now I'm moving these points around. Now here is kind of a rough edge. If you look at it, it's kind of wobbly. So now we are going to use the A tool. And now I just moved the artwork. So this is a trick that you're going to want to do every now and then. So undo that. You're going to want to lock the art layer so that you can now select the paths that you want to simplify. And now we're going to hit Control F to simplify those. So that just simplified that section there and nothing else. So now we look at this one and it looks like we're good. It looks like we're done. So now we're going to run the export script on this. So to run the export script, we're going to look up here and we're going to see that there is a C, which means that this is a clear sticker. So we're going to run the clear script on this sticker. So we're going to unlock the sticker, unlock the image. Now we're going to hit Control-Alt-R to resize it. Now that's important that we always resize before we run the sticker. And then we are going to hit, now that it's resized, and we're gonna check that it's resized by checking the properties panel, which you're gonna want open. So we can look at this, we select the cut layer, and we can see it's 3 by 1.7, and this is 3 by 1, so we are good. So the longest side is the side that it needs to be. So the biggest number here needs to be the biggest number here. That's how you know it's sized correctly. So now we are going to hit Control-Alt-C. And now this file is exporting as a clear sticker. Okay, next file. So this one here, we're gonna do the same thing. We have this file selected, so we're gonna hit Shift X. So now we can see the outlines. And we're gonna start filling in. We can clearly see that this one needs a bit of work. So like we got an acute angle here, we got a crevice here, we got a peninsula here, a peninsula here, and a peninsula here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill those in. So we're going to take the pen tool and we're gonna draw to fill in those crevices. Okay, so now we are going to do the A script, Control Alt A script. And this combines all of these paths into one and names it cut. Control Alt A. Control Alt A. And that looks like it worked really good. So now we still have some acute angles going on that we want to take care of. So we're going to hit Control Alt S to simplify. We're going to reduce the number of nodes here so we have more options here to for the corners widget. So we're going to grab this one here and we're going to round that out. And then we're going to this shape here is kind of funny, so we're going to grab this here and we're going to round that out. And then we're going to grab this one here because this shape is a little funny. Okay, and then we have a rough patch here. So we're going to lock the image. We're going to do A for the A key. And then we're going to select all of those nodes here. And then we're going to do the Control Alt F function to simplify that patch of nodes. So this one looks about ready. So now we're going to unlock the layer. We're going to hit Control Alt R, and that is to resize the image to the correct size. So now we're going to grab the path and we're going to look at this number here and these numbers here, and we're going to see which is we're going to see the largest number here is 3 and the largest number here is 3, so it's correct. So now we're going to run the export script. So it's Control Alt C. Because this one has a C. So we know that it has a C, so we run the Control Alt C script. All right, so now we are on the next file. So this one here, we just have an eye, which is a standard trace. It looks like the border is too big. So the trace script did a pretty good job, but the border is too big. There's too much space all the way around. It's not very pleasing. So we're going to hit Control Alt N for negative offset, and that brings it all in a little bit. Control Alt N again. Control Alt N again. So now it's a lot more pleasing, but you got a ton of nodes going on here. So we're going to hit Control Alt S for simplify. And we're going to simplify this path. And it's still loading. You know the simplify is still loading because it puts a placeholder there. It says placeholder. Okay, so this one basically looks good. You may we kind of have a rough patch here and here that we want to take care of, and maybe here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lock the layer and hit A for the A key. And then we're going to select those nodes. And then we are going to select those nodes. And then we're going to select those. And then we're going to run the Control-Alt-F script to simplify. So now those areas look a lot better. So we're going to look up here because it looks like we're done. Look, we're good on this file. And we are going to see that there's no other letters here. So this is a standard sticker. So we're going to do the T script. So Control-Alt-T to run this. So now this is exporting. And we're going to be patient and wait for this to load. And we're going to go right to the next sticker. So this one looks great. There is just one acute angle here on this next sticker. And we're just going to grab it. Whoop, sometimes that happens. We're going to grab it. And we're going to pull up. So now we have a nice rounded shape. So there's no acute angle there. And so this isn't clear or holographic or sticker sheets. We're going to run the standard trace on this one. So a standard export. So Control-Alt-T. Okay, so now we are on the next one. And we're going to look and we can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acute angles. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rough patches on this one. So we're going to lock the layer. We'll take care of those rough patches first. So we're going to select these all here. And we're going to do Control-Alt-F for simplify. Okay, and then we're going to bring this bar down a bit. There we go. See, so that's nice and smooth. We're going to do the same thing over on this rough patch. Control-Alt-F. And then we are going to bring this one down as well. So that's nice and smooth. And now we're going to do the same thing on this rough patch here. Control-Alt-F. And then we're going to bring that down so it's nice and smooth. And then one more time on this last rough patch here. We're going to do Control-Alt-F to smooth that out. Okay, so, and then we're going to bring this all the way down to get that to be maximum smoothness. Okay, so now we're going to run the Control-Alt-S for simplify to reduce all these nodes along here so that we can pull them out and smooth them out with the rounding widget. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 acute angles. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab them one at a time with the A tool, and we are going to pull them out. So we got all of these looking good, except for this one here still needs to be taken care of. So we are going to come in here, and what I'll do for this one is we're gonna put a node here with the plus tool, and a node there with the plus tool, and then we're gonna take the minus tool, and to get those is just plus and minus, and we're gonna get rid of these nodes here. And sometimes it can be tricky. So there we go. So now that is smoothed out. Now I do see like one more kind of rough patch over here. So we're going to grab that, Control-Alt-F. Perfect. Now we're going to unlock it, and we see that this is C. This is an export with the clear script. So we're going to do Control-Alt-R. Because it's clear, we have to resize it. Then we're going to check that it's the right size. And we got 2.75 on the long side, 2.75 on the long side. So now we are going to hit Control-Alt-C for the clear export script. Okay, so we're going to wait for this next file here. All right, similar to that last one, we're going to grab this node here, and we're going to drag it up, and then there's no C, H, or S here, so we're going to get Control Alt T. And we're just going to wait for this to load. We're going to wait for this to load. Okay, and now this one looks basically good. This one looks good. You might want to bring it in a little bit, or you might think it's good. So I brought it in just a little bit with the nudge. And then we're going to do, whenever you do a nudge in either direction, you're going to want to hit, you're going to want to do the simplify, Control Alt S. Okay, and now we're going to want to do, because this is a, there is no, it's not a CH or S, we're going to just hit the Control Alt T. So we don't have to resize the stickers if we don't have to do the Control Alt R script if the sticker is a if it's a standard sticker. We don't have to do that script. So here's an interesting case. This sticker is really close to the edge here, and it's also 8 inches. So if we were to do the Control Alt J, it would be very slow to expand this path. So we're going to do Control Alt O, and this is the offset path script. So now we're doing a full offset. Now the Control Alt O offset path is based on the is a dynamic offset. The Control Alt J is not a dynamic offset. So now you can see that it did a pretty good job. This is a pretty good distance from this. So now we're going to round these out. And then we're going to run the Control Alt S script for simplify. And then we're going to, because it's a clear sticker for C, we're going to hit Control Alt R and Control Alt C to export it. Now, sometimes this can take just a minute. So it's still loading, and we're just gonna wait just a minute for this. All right, so now this sticker here looks basically good. It is a little on the border is a little on the thicker side, but it's a 2-inch sticker, so it's good. There's no CH or S, so this one is an export with the P script. So Control P, and that's easy and done. Okay, last one here. So we have IOCN. So this means that it is a standard trace with no offset. It needs a clear export. And N means we have a note. So when we have a note, we have to go to the proof portal and to see what that note does. So this skew is here, but we can just remember those last 2, 3, 2, and then we can go to the proof portal and we're going to go 2, 3, 2, and we can see this note here. Is it possible to cut the sticker on the right side to match the left, making the sticker a full heart shape? Okay, so the sticker is jagged here and they want the left to match the right. So that shouldn't be too hard, but we're gonna have to do this manually. So what we can do is we can lock these just so to make this a little smoother. And we can either draw this out like this, but you're really gonna want to take your time, so not like that. Or another thing we could do is we could take this path here and we can duplicate it, and then we can transform this script, this here. So we can grab this and we hold down Alt when we do it, and it goes off of the center pivot. So now we can just do some minor adjustments here to get this in to match the way we need it to. Okay, so we can line that up like that. And this might be just a little tricky. So that looks just about good. So now we're going to combine these paths, Control Alt A, and this is still going to need an offset. So we're going to run the offset script, which is O, the dynamic offset. So Control Alt O.